The Tigers bullpen blinked first, and the Indians squeaked across a run in the 14th inning to get a big win over the Tigers in Game 1 of this crucial 3-game series. Newcomer Ubaldo Jimenez makes his first home start for the Tribe. It's time to boogie down next on Sports Time Ohio. I know I said this last night, but this time I really mean it. It's a beautiful night for baseball in downtown Cleveland as the Indians host the Detroit Tigers in Game 2 of this big 3-game series. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Hopefully we won't have to worry about any 2-hour rain delays, and it'd be nice if we could play in regulation because both bullpens really taxed last night. And for the Indians, it's the first time since 1981 their bullpen went 12 scoreless innings, and you were a part of that last game back in 1981 in Seattle.
Well, when you look at the bullpen, they hit a bump in the road on the road trip. You know, they struggled. They took all 4 losses. But I'll tell you what, you couldn't tell last night. Every guy that stepped out of that bullpen, which was every guy in that bullpen, came out and did a terrific job. They gave up only the 6 hits in the 12 innings. They did not allow a run. They walked 3, punched out 11. And I'll tell you what, tonight they're going to need a good start from Ubaldo Jimenez.
No question about that, and we'll take a look at our pitching matchup as Ubaldo Jimenez makes his home debut tonight for the Indians. And the pitching matchup brought to you by Ram Trucks, designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks we've ever built. Ram.
Well, he will be up against a tough customer. Rick Porcello, 5-0 in his last 6 starts. He's a sinker baller. He's got a good circle change. Mixes in a little breaking ball, not much, but he's a ground ball pitcher. If you see him on the ground, he will be successful tonight. But Jimenez making his first home start here in Cleveland. His last outing in Texas, he had good stuff, but what he did, he fell behind too many hitters, 2-0, and things like that. If he stays ahead in the count, the ball comes out of his hand very well. He's got about 4 or 5 different pitches. They need a good start from him tonight.
Manny Acta saying before the ball game for Jimenez, fastball command is very critical to his success. We'll be back with play-by-play action between the Indians and the Tigers, and it's all next on Sports Time Ohio. Game 2 in this 3-game series between the Indians and the Detroit Tigers. Tribe takes the field behind Ubaldo Jimenez. And if you heard Jimenez in the on-deck show with Katie Witham, he wants to make amends for his first start as an Indian. Felt like he let the club down. They gave him the lead. He couldn't close the door on the Rangers down in Texas. So tonight he'll go to work against the Detroit Tigers. And the lineup he will be facing for Jim Leland's club looks like this. Different than they had last night. Andy Dirks up into the leadoff spot, then Brennan Bosch in the 2-hole. Maglio Ordonez playing tonight, was not in the lineup last night. Miguel Cabrera hits cleanup. Then it's Victor Martinez, followed by Ryan Rayburn. Alex Avila batting 7th. Wilson Betemit did not play last night. He's in there hitting 8th. And Ramon Santiago will bat 9th.
Ubaldo Jimenez making his 23rd start this year. His very first start in Progressive Field and his second one with the Indians. In his last start against the Texas Rangers, he went 5 innings, 7 hits, gave up 5 runs. He walked 3, struck out 7. Now we saw he had very good stuff, but he fell behind a lot of the hitters. He was pitching from 2-0, 3-1 counts, and that's not the way to pitch against a team like the Rangers. The Tigers can hit as well. He pitched 1 game against them this year, and he beat them. He went 5 innings, gave up 8 hits and 3 runs. So we'll see. And he's 1-2 in his career. Let's take a look at the Indians' defense, brought to you by Pat O'Brien Chevrolet, saluting the men and women defending our country, watching on the Armed Forces Network. Duncan's in left, Carrera in center, Fukudome in right, Chisenhall at third, Cabrera at short, Kipnis at second, Santana at first, Lou Marson behind the plate.
Eric Cooper will call the balls and strikes. Mark Carlson at first, Tim Timmons at second. The crew chief, Jeff Kellogg, is down at third. Indians are 5-2 this year against Detroit. And the Indians have beaten them 12 straight times here in Cleveland. Andy Dirk steps in, and Ubaldo Jimenez delivers a first pitch strike, and we're underway. And right after the first pitch, he wants to look at the ball.
Well, it either looks dark to the umpire.
That's odd.
Well, they threw it out pitch. That's for what? Efta's taking it out of play. Why? Because it's his first start here, I wonder?
Could be.
Jack's always on the ball.
And it's up high, ball 1, evens the count at 1-1. Dirks was 2 for 6 last night. And it's fouled straight back, 1-2. Dirks in the leadoff spot with Austin Jackson getting the night off. Ubaldo Jimenez has a good fastball.
Well, we saw variety stuff. Boy, that one's right in your living room right there. Watch out for your bowl of popcorn.
Now the 1-2. Missed inside. Manny Acta said before the ballgame he did not have good command of his fastball in Texas, which is why he felt he threw a lot more off-speed and breaking balls. And he's got a lot of different pitches. Chopped foul.
Well, commanding the fastball, all your pitches are going to come from the command of the fastball. When you can get ahead, then you can go to your breaking balls. He showed a good slider, a good straight change, looked like he had a splitter. So he has a variety. But as Manny's going to say, and as Jimenez will tell you, it all stems from locating that number 1.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Victor Martinez acknowledging that Jimenez, he said he probably has at least 5 pitches and maybe more.
Yeah, but you don't need that many.
No.
You know, when you have good stuff.
Again, it's chopped foul by Dirks.
Doing a nice job to stay alive here.
Now the right-hander's 2-2. Got him. Jimenez strikes out Dirks to start the game. That's something else that Manny talked about before the ball game with Jimenez and with Justin Masterson. When you have guys at the top of your rotation with swing and miss stuff, that's what you're looking for. When people talk about a number 1 or a number 2 or an ace, he said you're talking about power arms that can get swings and misses. Takes a little more pressure off your defense. They don't feel like they've got to make a ton of plays during the game.
Well, and also, they also get strikeouts. I mean, if you walk a couple guys that, you know, if they can afford to walk a few more players, and let's say a Josh Tomlin's going to walk somebody, he's got to make them put the ball in play. You get a guy like strikeout pitcher like Masterson or Jimenez, they can get away with walking a few more hitters.
There's driven foul down the right side, way foul. And it's 0-2. Jimenez made 21 starts for Colorado this year. He was 6-9 with the Rockies. And his numbers at Coors Field and away from Coors Field strikingly different, as is generally the case with guys who pitch for the Rockies. A little bit outside, 1-2.
There's a good fastball. It has a little run to it going away from the hitter, just off the outside edge, but it's at 95.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. He has struck out the first two to start the game. High fastball at 94 miles an hour, and Bosch couldn't catch up to it.
Well, an elevated fastball, awfully tough to catch up to. That one had the plate above the belt, though, and that's a spot where I think for any hitter it's tough to get on top of. I think the best you can do with that pitch is foul it off.
Maglio Ordonez sat out last night, hitting just .230 on the year for Detroit. Outside 2 balls and no strikes. Jimenez faced the Tigers on June 18th during interleague play. Went 5 innings in that start. In that game, Ordonez 1 for 3 against him with an RBI. The 2-1. Shatters the bat, bounces it to third. Chisenhall slings it over. And a 1-2-3 first inning for Ubaldo Jimenez. And the Indians are coming to bat when we come back. Here in Cleveland, as the Indians and Tigers are underway here, let's go to the bottom of the first, and the Indians starting lineup brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Ezekiel Carrera in the leadoff spot, followed by Jason Kipnis and Asdrubal Cabrera heating up. Then Travis Hafner, Carlos Santana, and Kosuke Fukudome, Shelley Duncan, Lonnie Chisenhall, and Lou Marson.
Well, Rick Porcello making his 22nd start of the year. This is his 3rd season with the Tigers. He's 11-6. He's won his last 5. In his last start against Kansas City, a no decision. And he's been throwing the ball very well. A sinker ball pitcher, got an outstanding changeup as well. If he keeps the ball on the ground, he should have a lot of success. He is 4-0 in his career against the Tribe.
Carrera stands deep in the batter's box. But as we saw last night, you never know. He may go running towards the front of the batter's box. He did that a couple of times last night.
I don't know if he was doing that to try and upset Albuquerque, who was in the ball game at that time. He ended up walking.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Fouled back out of play. Carrera 0 for 4 with a walk last night. He has hit .275 against right-handed pitching. Down and in. Now 1-2. Just a half swing, but he got a piece of that. Rick Porcello is on quite a roll. The last time he suffered defeat was on June 28th in interleague play.
Yeah, he's a guy that he can get on a roll as well. He's always pitched well in this ballpark and pitched well against the Indians.
Got him to chase. And a strikeout to start the game.
Take a look at the Tigers' defense, Home Depot defense this evening. In the outfield, Bosch, Dirks, and Ordonez. On the infield, Benami, Santiago, Rayburn, and Cabrera. Avila behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
And a strike to Jason Kipnis. Now, left-handers have had a lot more success against Porcello, certainly, than right-handers. Righties hitting .234 against them. The lefties have batted .318. And Kipnis with a line drive single into right field.
Looked like Kipnis picked on a little cutter right there. Little breaking ball coming inside, tried to jam him. Then Kipnis quick enough. You see, that's a breaking ball. That had more tilt to it. That's the slider. That's not the cutter.
When you saw where Avila was set up, he wanted it away, down and away, and that ball came over the inside part of the plate, and Kipnis jumped on it. So Jason's at first with one out for Asdrubal Cabrera. 2 for 4 last night with 2 walks, and it became apparent, especially later in the game, that the Tigers really made an effort to pitch around Asdrubal. Porcello gets ahead with a quick strike.
We've witnessed why all year long, because he's had that kind of year. He's had a very special year. Career high in home runs, 19, 66 ribbies. He's been the heart and soul of that offense, right in the middle of it.
A little bit outside.
This Cabrera has been as big as their Cabrera in their lineup. It's just that they've had Victor Martinez and a couple guys backing up that guy at first base.
Yeah. Kipnis a modest lead at first. And Asdrubal shoots it back out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just about any number or any stat you want to look at with Asdrubal Cabrera, and they're all pretty good. Hitting .315 at home on the year. Popped in the air to left. Brennan Bosch will make the catch, 2 down. Going to bring up Travis Hafner. Cronk 2 for 6 last night, trying to get himself back into a good groove offensively. You mentioned it before. Ever since the interleague play, where he was limited to pinch hitting duties, he's had a tough time getting it going again offensively. In the second half, since the All-Star break, Hafner hitting just .232. Now, I think that's also been compounded by the fact that a lot of times pitchers have worked around him, or at least they've forced him to go out of his strike zone or out of his comfort zone if he's going to swing the bat. Not every game, but we've seen it where they're just not going to let him have a big impact.
Earlier this year in the month of May, he was swinging the bat a lot better, like Travis Hafner used to. And he hasn't been doing it for quite some time.
A little bit outside, it's 2-0.
But he is a veteran bat that you need in the middle part of this lineup. So many young players, Chew out, Grady Sizemore out. It's just tough to replace guys like that know what's going on throughout the course of a ball game.
Hafner taking, it's a strike outside corner, 2-1. Shin-Soo Choo, limited to 2 plate appearances last night in his rehab stint in Lake County because of the rain, and then that game eventually was postponed. But I talked to him today, and he said he still feels really good. Everything's going fine with the thumb. Took batting practice today, and he said we're waiting to see what they decide he's going to do next tomorrow. 2-1 pitch. That's going to be blooped in for a base hit. And Kipnis gets a great read on it. He'll go all the way to third. I mean, with 2 outs, he's running on anything, but he got a terrific jump and easily speeds into third. So Indians at the corners with 2 down for Carlos Santana.
Well, that's what they did last night in the first inning. Put 2 on the board. This ball gets inside and jams Hafner. It was a straight 4-seam fastball, but he muscles it out of there, gets it into center field. You can see where Dirks was playing him over in right center field. You know, a lot of teams will play Hafner the pull on the infield and straight away, or even more so the other way in the outfield. That time they were playing him in right center field, and he gets the single to left center.
Now Carlos Santana. Santana was 0 for 3 last night, but he did walk twice. Santana has driven in 9 in his last 5 games. Of course, a big chunk of that came in 2 at-bats down in Texas when he had 5 ribbies in his first 2 trips to the plate.
Right. Well, last night the Indians did not have a hit with 2 outs, 0 for 13. But then again, I don't think many people did in last night's game. You know, it was just one of those games dominated by pitching.
All in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? I talked to some people today and said, boy, that was just an awful performance by the hitters last night. And I said, well, maybe it was just a good job by the pitchers.
Yeah,
to give them a little credit.
You know what? It was a great, because of the rain delay and both teams lost their starters, it was a tremendous job by the bullpens. How many times? And we went back to, 82?
Base hit into right field. Indians will take the lead. Kipnis scores. Hafner stops at second. Carlos Santana with a 2-out RBI single. 1-0 Cleveland. For Santana, RBI number 57 on the year.
There's your 2-out base hit. I guess today it's going to be great hitting. At least it is in the first. It's going to be our McDonald's I'm loving it. Anytime you get a 2-out base hit, you have to love it. And there's Santana finding the hole between first and second base. So 3 hits in the first inning for the Indians. And again, they're going to give Ubaldo Jimenez some run support in that first inning. They scored 3 runs for him down in Texas. And maybe they're not done yet.
Kosuke Fukudome drove in the winning run last night in the bottom of the 14th when he was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. And it was the first time that happened for the Indians since 1991 when Alex Cole was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded to win a game. 2 on, 2 out. And a bouncing ball to second. Rayburn will throw him out. And after 1, it's the Indians 1 and the Tigers nothing. He has arrived. By your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. And by AT&T. Second inning. Here at Progressive Field, Miguel Cabrera will lead off for Detroit. And Ubaldo Jimenez delivers a little bit high, ball one.
Well, last night, Cabrera 6 at-bats. As everybody in that lineup, he had 2 hits and saw 22 pitches, and 17 of those were strikes.
Shatters the bat. Barrel went past Jimenez.
Oh, he didn't even see it.
Hits the ball and throws him out. I think he did, but, I mean, barrel and ball arrived almost at the same time. Luckily, though, the barrel was already skipping past him when the ball got to his glove.
Go put that in the firewood box for the wintertime. There goes the barrelhead. Yeah, that had to be distracting. He knew it was coming his way. That's got to be a scary thing. You see, he did see it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that ball wasn't hit hard enough. But good enough concentration to catch it and get the put out.
Here is Victor Martinez. 2 for 4 last night. A fastball for strike one. Another one right at the knees. Goes from 91 to 95. And he's quickly ahead of Martinez, 0-2. Another fastball. Santana with the flip. 2 down. So he just went right at Victor with 3 straight fastballs to retire him. And that brings us to our great clip of the game last night. How about Jason Kipnis with a great diving stop to take a hit and an RBI away from Victor Martinez early in the game.
First inning. Nicely done.
Relax. You're at Great Clips. And 2 down now for Ryan Rayburn. Rayburn was 0 for 2 last night. Looks at a ball down low. We're seeing more fastballs from Jimenez here early in the game. You talked about establishing that fastball and showing the hitters that he can command it. Not missing by much, but he does fall behind here 2-0.
Well, everything new. You know, coming over his last start, you were going to give him a flyer anyway because he's pitching a different uniform, first time ever. Growing and signing at 16 with the Rockies. I mean, a new environment here. Going out and pitching on this mound for the first time is, you know, just the feel of it and the look of it is going to take a minute to sink in, I would think.
It's almost like every game's a road game for him for a while.
It is.
Check, did he go? No, he did not, says Mark Carlson. And it's 3-1.
That's fine. He checked it.
And now the 3-1. Fastball, outside corner. Full count. Payoff pitch. Another fastball, and he blew it by him at 95. Third strikeout for Jimenez. He's retired the first 6 Tigers in order. where the Indians have a 1-0 lead going to the bottom of the second. Bottom third of the Indians order due up. Don Kelly has come into the ball game now for Detroit. He takes over for Brennan Bosch in left field. Bosch struck out his first time up. And Shelley Duncan looks at a fastball for strike one. Big bouncer towards third. Wilson Betemit throws on the run, one away. Take a look at our minor league report tonight, brought to you by Kia. Jared Gettert last night in a 5-2 loss was 3 for 4 with a couple of doubles, hitting over 400 in his last 10 games for the Clippers. Driven down the left field line. Don Kelly can't get it. Lonnie Chisenhall on his way to second base with a one-out double.
Slice that ball to left field. Well, they'd find you. Just coming into the ball game, it took one hitter. And then here comes the next one. Chisenhall looks like he's going to pick on a little sinker that Porcello leaves up in the zone. And pretty good approach there by Lonnie. Hits it past Kelly and will get his 7th double of the year.
That's going to bring up Lou Marson. And it's low, ball one. Way outside. And out to the mound goes the catcher, Alex Avila, to talk to Rick Porcello, who's fallen behind Lou Marson 2-0 here. Porcello deals, and Marson taps one by the mound. Rayburn, the second baseman, will throw him out. Chisenhall goes to third. There are 2 down in the inning for Ezekiel Carrera. Let's join Katie Witham tonight, and she's got the latest on Indians outfielder Michael Brantley.
Well, guys, it's definitely his right wrist. It's sore, and they said it's not 100%. Now, he was seen by Dr. Graham yesterday. The medical staff has recommended a day or two of rest while he gets some treatments. The good news, Manny Acta told me it is not a disabled list situation, but as you can see, he's sporting a brand new soft brace on his wrist that Brantley told me just gives him a little bit more support, guys.
All right, thanks, Katie. As you heard Manny saying before the game, might be a situation where he needs a day or two off. Carrera drives it deep right field. That's going to get the run home. One hops the fence. He's on his way to second with the Indians' second 2-out RBI hit of the game. 2-0 Cleveland. Carrera's 4th double, his 6th run batted in on the year.
Boy, you got to love that. Another 2-out base hit. Let's check it out on our Time Warner Cable pitch tracker, the location of this Porcello pitch, and he turned on it. So already 5 hits now, 2 doubles in the inning, and I love the 2-out base hits. There's a changeup. Changeup came down and in. 80 miles per hour. He has a good circle change, but he's left a couple pitches upstairs that were hit this inning. So the Indians lead it 2-0.
Now Jason Kipnis Base hit his first time up. That's down low, 3 balls and no strikes. Already 5 hits in the game for the Indians. And Kipnis looking for more.
Well, they only had 6 all last night in the 14 innings. Whoa.
Caught a spike, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did. Lost the toe hold.
He's lucky that didn't go all the way to the
Right.
backstop.
Yes, and yeah, watch that landing foot. Looks like he caught it on the side. There it is, caught a heel. And lucky he didn't get hurt, and that ball did take off. But Avila able to make the catch.
.30 pitch. Taking, it's a strike. And now Kipnis in a good spot here. Checked, he went too far, says home plate umpire Eric Cooper, in a full count.
That's the breaking ball he wanted to throw him the first time up that Kipnis got a base hit on. He buried it down and in on that pitch. The first time through, he did not do it.
Well, that side angle didn't really look like he went around. But again, the home plate umpire made the call, so no appeal. And the payoff pitch is hit high in the air, deep right field. Ordonez looking up. It is gone to Souvenir City. Jason Kipnis, a 2-out, 2-run homer in the second. And the Indians now lead it 4-0. Boy, the kid just keeps clobbering baseballs. That's his 6th home run. And now give him 10 runs batted in.
Well, I'll tell you, awfully quick on the inside part of the plate, and that thing had some carry to it. Watch the good spin he gets on that fastball. Boy, he got it out in front of the strike zone as well. Very quick through the hitting area, tried to throw that 4-seamer in. And that home run replay brought to you by Great Clips. Great needs, great deeds, great clips, and another 2-out base hit.
Down and in to Asdrubal Cabrera. And he yanks it foul. Kipnis, who homered in 4 straight games from July 31st to August 3rd. Another ball Cabrera out in front of. Kipnis and Lonnie Chisenhall both delivering in this inning. Chisenhall's double got it started. 3 extra base hits in the inning for the Indians. Oh, and Cabrera drilled on the foot. And he'll take his base. He got that padding on, but I don't think it hit the padding. It looked like he hit him on almost the backside, almost near the heel.
7th guy that Porcello has hit. So he just may be a little shaken by the 2-out damage that the Indians have done in this inning. You see, he comes down and right on the heel, it looked like, from Cabrera. It was awfully solid. Yeah, right there in the back of the heel. You know, for Porcello, that the 12th home run he allowed was to Kipnis. 8 of those home runs have come the second time through in the lineup. And that's exactly when it started, because Carrera had the double and then Kipnis the homer. And surrendered a .335 average the second time through.
Now Travis Hafner, a base hit his first time up. And he looks at a strike. In the dirt, good block by Avila.
Starting to go a little bit more with that changeup. They've been on a couple of breaking balls they've hit well. They've hit a few, a sinker, a four-seamer. Well, they're starting to try and go with that changeup. They've swung the bats very well early.
Out in front of it, 1-2.
He has an awfully good one, that circle change, so he doubled up with it there.
Came inside with the fastball, and the count evens at 2-2. Hafner flared one into left center his first time up. Indians with 3 runs here in the second to take a 4-0 lead. Runner goes, and the 2-2 is chopped on the left side. Santiago flips it over, and the inning comes to an end. 3 runs on 3 hits. Jason Kipnis with a 2-run blast. Nothing Cleveland. I'll remind you to stay tuned later in the game to see our Miller Taste Greatness moment. Indians with a 4-0 lead. And for the Tigers, Alex Avila, Wilson Betemit, and Ramon Santiago. Ubaldo Jimenez staked to a 4-run lead. And so far tonight, he has aggressively gone at these Tiger hitters with his fastball.
Well, you know, that may make a statement. This offense, you know, this team realizes they made a trade for a very good pitcher. They spotted him 6 runs in the first 2 innings. In the second start, they have him 4. You know, he says, give me that opportunity again. He wants to go out there, and he has that opportunity.
Fastball just missed inside, 2-0. Jason Kipnis with a 2-run homer, highlighting that 3-run second inning. Ubaldo Jimenez with a 2-0, and Avila shoots it back. Down low, 3 balls and a strike. Up the middle, and it's through, and the Tigers have their first hit of the night. So take a look at our trivia question tonight, brought to you by AT&T. Which Ohio native holds the American League record for most career pinch hits and pinch hit home runs? Stick around, we'll have the answer coming up later in the game. Wilson Betemit, bouncing ball, it's in the hole, perfectly placed, and Avila will stop at second. So back-to-back singles to open the third for Detroit.
Well, you're going to see Avila having to wait for that ball to go in front of him before he could take off. So anytime that happens, you're not going to get to third base. Rule of thumb is if once you can get by that ball and it goes behind you, you may have a chance. He's also a catcher. But the Tigers start off with back-to-back singles here in the third.
Santiago trying to bunt it, and it goes foul up the first base side.
He had an opportunity last night from the other side of the plate against Sip. You know, and Jim Leland doesn't bunt a whole lot, but he bunted into a double play. If you remember, he popped it up. Sip came off the mound and turned and fired to first base. To double up, it was Avila.
Now the 0-1. Swung on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes.
I think Jim Leland saw the first attempt and says, I'm not going to let him do it again. We'll let him swing the bat. This is the Tigers team that doesn't have good team speed. They sure can hit the baseball. But, you know, you take away a lot of situations, they just try and outslug you.
The 0-2. Ran it in off the plate. Bounced it in front. Marson with a good block. And the count back to even now at 2-2.
Nice block there by Marson. You see how he lets it hit that chest protector and just kicks it out in front. Good angle where he stays tall, lets it hit the protector just right out in front of him so the runners cannot advance.
In the air left field. Duncan makes the catch, 1 away.
All right, you want to come out to the ballpark the rest of this homestand, you can come out to the Time Warner Cable Bleachers. All tickets just $10. And remember, always buy your tickets in advance for great savings. This weekend could be a special seat out there, by the way. Jim Thome, the Minnesota Twins, coming to town. We all know what Thome's going for. 600, 2 away.
Andy Dirk struck out his first time up. He had a pretty good at bat against Jimenez, though. Fouled off some pitches. '40th pitch of the night for Jimenez right here. And a ground ball towards Santana. Gets one there. The return throw to Jimenez, not in time. Dirk's able to beat it out and keep the inning alive.
Good try. Tough double play to turn, and Dirks runs well. But Santana gets it over to Cabrera, plenty of time. Jimenez got over there. It just, I don't think, hit hard enough. There's the first throw. Santana gets it back, and he does just beat it out.
Well, here is Don Kelly. He came on for Brennan Bosch, who left after the second inning. No word yet on what happened to Bosch. Kelly takes a strike. Let's go back and look at his first at bat if there's anything that happens here that.
Oh, you see a little wincing there. I don't know if it's his back or anything. One hand did come off the bat. We will find out. I'm sure they'll make an update or a statement here as the game progresses once they check it out and see what's wrong.
First and third, 2 down in the third inning. Popped him up. This should get him out of trouble. Chisenhall into foul ground. He's got it. And the Tigers strand a pair. Middle of the third, 4-0 Cleveland.
Bottom half of the third inning. It will be Santana, Fukudome, and Duncan. The hitters coming on to face Rick Porcello.
Pretty good job there by Jimenez to get out of a little sticky mess.
I like that last pitch, changeup right there.
Well, let's see what he does second time through the order. After establishing his fastball first time through, he may go to more off-speed pitches. Carlos Santana, 2-out RBI single his first time up. Looks at a ball outside. Rick Porcello fires and Santana shoots it straight back.
So now some birthday wishes. Bill Freemeyer of Findlay is turning 93. Marianne O'Hare of Hermitage, Pennsylvania, 81. Happy birthday. Good pitch.
Rick, they're telling us that Brennan Bosch re-aggravated a right thumb sprain that has been bothering him. And they've taken him for precautionary x-rays as Santana strikes out looking to open the home half of the third.
Tell you what, caught him leaning. He was looking out over the plate and watch this little comeback fastball. Nicely done. That's a good pitch. Boy, that's a pitch that really locks up left-handed hitters. You know, you think that ball's inside, and then at the last moment it comes back over the plate. That's the first time he's ever buried one in there to a left-hander in this game. Well, we did see the swing you were talking about on Bosch, how he let go with one hand.
Fukudome shoots it toward left center. It's in the gap. Cut off by Dirks. He's going for two. Here's the throw. It's offline, and Kosuke is in sliding with a one-out double.
Good hustle. He went out there, and he was going to force him to throw him out at second base. And I like that hustle with one out because you got to make the guy make a good throw. But now he gets himself in scoring position. You know, you can afford to do this when you have a 4-0 lead. It was hustle all the way out of the batter's box. Fukudome didn't slow down. He forced Dirks to make a good throw, and he beats it. So the third double of the night by the Indians. Again, they will be hitting with a runner in scoring position.
Now Shelley Duncan swings away and pops it high in the air. Dirks will settle under this. 2 down. Check in once again tonight with Katie Witham.
Well, guys, we wrap up this series with Detroit tomorrow, and all fans that come to Thursday's game will receive a free T-shirt. This one, actually, that Alex is holding up for you, courtesy of Strickland's Frozen Custard. And you can get tickets as low as $8 right now at Indians.com. Guys,
look at that guy behind her. Will you? Seriously.
I think he wants to be on TV.
Lighten up, Francis.
Lonnie Chisenhall sliced a double down the left field line and scored his first time up. Pops this one up. Third base side, Wilson Betemit into foul ground. And an 8-pitch third inning for Rick Porcello. 4-0 Cleveland as we go to the fourth. Inning here at Progressive Field. Ubaldo Jimenez has made 43 pitches so far. 27 of those have been strikes. And Maglio Ordonez, who grounded out to third his first time up. Shoots another one to third base. And again, Lonnie Chisenhall, high throw. Santana comes down and makes the tag on Ordonez. Well, luckily, Ordonez was already easing up on the accelerator because that could have been a nasty collision.
Well, he got up there. I mean, Chisenhall's been very accurate to this point. This one just has a little something on it. But Santana gets up there, and he comes down right in the line. So it's a good thing Ordonez wasn't any faster because he couldn't move. He would have been stuck in the baseline, but Ordonez slows down.
Miguel Cabrera shattered his bat and bounced it right back to the mound his first time up. Breaking ball and a good one. And he's ahead 0-2. Fastball popped up, foul, and that will find the seats. Orioles out in front of the White Sox 3-0. They're in the fourth inning in Baltimore. Chicago a game behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Tribe 3 games behind front-running Detroit. And the 0-2 pitch is outside. Right back to the mound again. And Jimenez throws him out, 2 down. Hey, tonight after the game on Browns Training Camp Daily, Andre Knott, Mary Kay Cabot, and Tony Grossi will have all your Browns coverage. Talking with Browns quarterback Colt McCoy, head coach Pat Shurmur, and Andre sits down with Ben Watson. It's all straight ahead on Browns Training Camp Daily after the ball game. With 2 down, Victor Martinez steps in. Goes after the first. Cabrera from deep in the hole. Long throw. Got him. Oh, no, the ball gets away from Santana. And the inning stays alive. Boy, Cabrera made a fantastic play, and I'm not sure if Santana had a tough time gloving it or if the throw short hopped him.
Well, you know, with the stretch, I'll tell you what, the throw was there. It was a nice play. You certainly can't give Cabrera an error on this ball. He comes out. He's on the dead run. The throw is right there. Santana just whiffed on it. He whiffed on the play. It was catchable unless his arm wasn't long enough. I mean, he was out there. That's a terrific play. It has to go as a base hit.
I'm sorry, son. We'd like to have you at first base, but your arms just aren't long enough.
Well, I mean, it looked like it was right there from that angle. It looked like it hit the glove.
Yeah, I don't think he could reach any farther, though. He was completely stretched out, just tipped off the end of it.
I didn't mean that in a mean-spirited way. His arm wasn't long enough. He was stretched out to the max.
He's no Stretch Armstrong. Ryan Rayburn couldn't hold up, and it's 1-1. That ball's hammered toward deep center. Back goes Carrera. Looking up off the wall. Takes a weird carom, and that's going to enable Victor Martinez to come around and score. Going to third with an RBI triple is Ryan Rayburn.
How about that? Doesn't it always happen like that? A play, they should be out of the inning. And the next thing you know, a big hit. And Rayburn hit this ball a ton. And this took a wicked hop. I think if it takes a natural hop coming off to Carrera, it hit that little seam out there, not right at the end of the auxiliary scoreboard. You see that ball left up in the zone, and he gives it a ride. Rayburn, a good fastball hitter. Watch the deflection. See, it hit that seam and came back to left field. Duncan was going over there to help him out, and normally that does not take that kind of bounce. But that enabled Martinez to come all the way around and score.
And you can tell Martinez still far from 100% running around the bases, favoring that left knee that he sprained last Saturday. But able to score on the 2-out RBI triple. And the Tigers are on the board. It's a 4-1 game.
Every run in this game coming with 2 outs by both teams.
Alex Avila singled his first time up. Takes a strike. It's 1-1.
I mean, that ball hit the seam here right at the end of the auxiliary scoreboard. And watch it. Normally that would kick towards center field. That one just hit that seam and comes back the other way. So a rare bounce.
Jimenez, good change of pace right there, 1-2. You can see the ball mark.
They don't miss a beat, do they? With that camera.
With a runner at third and 2 down, Ubaldo Jimenez delivers. And he missed inside to even the count. Now the 2-2. Ooh. Just a little bit outside. And the count goes full with Wilson Betemit waiting on deck.
See where Marson's glove's at? Right at the outside corner, just a little bit off of it because of the movement in it on that little two-seamer.
Payoff pitch. Taps it foul. 60 pitches now on the night for Jimenez. 38 of those have been strikes. He retired the first 6 Tigers in a row to start the game. Detroit now 4 hits in their last 2 innings. Payoff pitch. Bounced it in front of the plate. And the inning continues. Jimenez has walked his first.
Man on third. That ball way out in front of the plate. That went off his arm. He did a good job. That hit his arm. But able to keep it there. Keep that runner at third base. So you see he's looking down. He's going to have some seam marks in that forearm. That hurt.
Meantime, Tim Belcher is going to come out and talk with Jimenez here as Wilson Betemit comes to the plate. He chopped a single through the hole on the right side his first time up. And while they talk things over, let's go back to the studios for an in-game update with Al Pawlowski.
All right, Matt, let's head to Baltimore. The White Sox are trying to win their 6th straight, but tonight, so far, the Orioles have something else to say about it. J.J. Hardy here with his 21st home run. That came in the first inning. The O's had 2 more in the second. They lead it 3-0. Bottom of the 4th now in Baltimore. Back to you, Matt.
All right, thanks, Al. Tigers with a run in, still threatening with 2 down here in the 4th. Runners at the corners. Wilson Betemit looks at a breaking ball in the dirt.
Well, he's having to throw a lot of pitches after you figure that play when Martinez reached first base should be out of the inning. Having to work very hard here.
And that is all resulted in what will now be at least a 20-pitch inning.
Yeah, 11 pitches now he's had to throw.
And a in the alley. Carrera can't get it. It goes to the wall. Rayburn scores. Avila around third. Here's Kipnis' throw to the plate. And he is safe. He beats the throw. And the tag by Marson just couldn't quite get it there. And so now it's a 1-run game as Betemit with a 2-out RBI 2-run double. And all of this coming after there were 2 out and nobody on base.
This ball smoked by Carrera. He ran an angle like he was going to cut it off, and it's by him. You see, he's going to the left, and that ball was smoked. Betemit, a strong guy. He got the barrel head of the bat down on that ball. They're going to try the relay. The throw is a little bit offline. Marson tried to reach back and tag him. Couldn't do it. So it's a 4-3 ball game.
And Ramon Santiago swing and a miss. Fly to left his first time up. High fly ball, right field. Back is Fukudome. They'll put it away, and that'll end the inning. But the Tigers roar back with 3. Middle of the 4th, 1-run lead for the Indians. Santana unable to corral Cabrera's throw. And Ubaldo Jimenez surrendering 3 runs.
Well, it's time now the offense see if they can get right back on the board.
Lou Marson rifles it down the right field line. A base hit for Marson. He'll turn and go to second base. And for Lou Marson, that snaps an 0 for 19 slump.
Another double. Already 4 doubles now for the Tribe, and that's the way you do it. Look, they had a chance to get out of that inning, and the play wasn't made. And it can be frustrating, but you can't let Porcello and the Tigers get a little confidence going. You come right back and try and get back on the board. And this certainly helps. Lou slices a double down the right field line. He got a fastball out over the plate. Keeps it fair into the corner. His 7th double. So time to execute. Get him over, get him in.
Ezequiel Carrera with the Tigers pinching in at the corners. Looks at a ball in the dirt.
So the Indians did a nice job their second time through the lineup, 4 for 8 with a hit batter. And that's where Porcello has struggled.
Betemit in on the grass at third, still looking for a bunt. And Carrera tries to take it with him. It hit him while he was in the box, so it's a foul ball. And the count is 1-1.
He wants to take it with him, but watch this. This ball does go, it goes off his arm. He was in the box. You see that left foot was still in the batter's box. He likes to get on the move to bunt. A lot of times you see him bunt balls foul. He's going to have to learn maybe to put the ball down before he starts to run.
Swinging away a high chopper to first. Cabrera will make the easy play there. Marson gets to third. And with 1 out, Jason Kipnis a chance to pick up another RBI. Cabrera and Rayburn talk things over. Rayburn's got something in his eye. This scoreboard update brought to you by your Northern Ohio Ford dealers and the all-new Drive 1. David Pauly up in the bullpen. Took the loss last night for Detroit. Tigers infield is in. Cut of the grass around the horn. And Kipnis looks at a strike.
Well, they bring him in because, you know, he is a sinker ball pitcher, and he gets a lot of ground balls. The Indians have had some very good at-bats against him tonight, so they're going to try and make him elevate the ball and hit it in the air.
That's outside 1-1. Last time up for Kipnis in the second inning.
Tried to sneak a piece of cheese by him. That didn't work, man. Hit a long way, right down the line.
Down in the dirt.
Now it's Avila's turn to go in there and do the old block. Run around third base. Boy, the catchers are in their money in that situation.
Line drive center field coming in as Dirks won't get it. And Jason Kipnis with his third run batted into the night. The Indians come right back, and they now lead it 5-3.
That's a great job of hitting by the youngster, Jason Kipnis.
Boy, he's 3 for 3 tonight.
He waited, and he just put a nice stroke. He didn't try and do too much. He laid off the changeup. Now they're going to go out there and watch this. It's another changeup, and it was down and away. That was a pretty good spot where that pitch was thrown, but he didn't try and do too much with it and just hit a line drive to center field. Great at bat. And back come the Indians. They put one on the board. It's now 5-3. That's very good to answer that 3-run inning right there.
And right back up the middle, another base hit. Cabrera, though, slowly going down the line at first. On his way to third, Kipnis in, head first with a dive, and the throw goes into the seats. That'll enable Kipnis to score, and Asdrubal Cabrera goes to third base. And, man, I don't know if he's going to be all right, though. Cabrera really hobbling, going around second as he walks gingerly into third, but he delivers another big RBI hit for the Tribe. It's 6-3 Cleveland.
Well, it was good hustle by Kipnis to go to third base, and Dirks makes the throw, and it's just wild. I mean, you're forcing him now, and he throws the ball, and it was wide. It was not a good throw. This ball gets under the glove. Yeah, I did see him jump when he came out of the batter's box. Dirks' throw is wide left, and you can see over at third, Betterment just jumps over there. He scores easily. Let's watch Asdrubal coming out of the box. Uh-oh.
That's not good.
Nope. It is not. So they score another run. It'll be an error on Dirks on the throw. That allowed Cabrera to go all the way to third base. And they have another opportunity to come right back now with one out and put another run on the board and answer that 3 spot that Detroit put on.
Travis Hafner singled in the first, grounded out his last time up. Tigers infield still in. And Hafner takes a strike. Got him to chase. He's been out in front of that changeup a couple of times tonight. Got to believe, Rick, if Cabrera was in a lot of pain, he would have told Steve Smith, and they probably would have had the trainer out.
Well, I still don't like the way he was hobbling. I don't like it at all.
Hafner down on the count 0-2. Sails the fastball up high.
Indians with 10 hits. Already 6 of them coming with guys on base. They have had back-to-back hits 3 different times in this ball game. We're only in the 4th inning.
The 1-2 down on the dirt. So Hafner has the count back to even as Porcello labors here in the fourth. It gets away from Avila, and Cabrera can limp home with the Indians' 7th run of the night. So an error and a wild pitch, accounting for the Tribe's last 2 runs.
Well, let's see what's going on. He's going to go down into that tunnel, I'm sure, and see what happens. A wild pitch, and they come right back and answer that 3 spot put on the board. That's the 9th wild pitch by Porcello on the year. See if he backhands a little bit. He did.
He didn't try to block this one with his body.
He thought he could pick that ball. He thought it might have stayed up.
Hafner, meanwhile, strikes out, 2 down. I wonder, Rick, it looked like that ball hit the plate, and I wonder if that maybe affects the way a catcher goes after a ball, because he knows if it hits the plate, it's going to skip.
It may have hit the plate. Let's check it out. It was down. I might have been past. I thought
I didn't see any dirt fly. It looked like it just hit right on the dish.
I didn't either. But I'll tell you, it's a wild pitch. The Indians needed it. 7-3 game.
Carlos Santana 1 for 2, an RBI single in the first, called out on strikes in the third. Base is empty, 2 down here in the fourth, and looks at a ball outside. There's a drive to deep center. Dirt's back, on the run, won't get it. Off the wall and into second base with a double is Carlos Santana. That's already their 5th double of the night.
Well, and that's going to be the last pitch, I think, that Porcello throws. The Indians hammered him tonight. And I mean, they hit him all over the ballpark. This ball out away gives Carlos some swinging room. And this goes off the center field wall. So a short evening for Rick Porcello. And the 22nd double for Santana will send Porcello to the showers.
He had been brilliant against the Indians in his career, but the Tribe had his number here tonight. And the call to the bullpen brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. Last time it happened, the last time he lost, when the Mets beat him Back on June 28th, he lasted just 3 2/3, and in that game, he gave up 11 hits and 7 runs.
Wow, that's right where they're at right now.
So David Pauley now on after coming over from Seattle in the trade. Runner at second, 2 down. Kosuke Fukudome, the man he hit to end last night's game. And it's outside for ball 1.
Well, Porcello was upstairs with a lot of pitches tonight, and this is the best approach I've ever seen the Indians have against him. We told you he was 4-0 against the Tribe in 8 starts coming into this game. He's pitched very well in this ballpark, but the Indians did a great job tonight.
You think of him as being a guy who throws a lot of ground balls. He did not throw many ground balls here tonight.
No, sir. And there's the pitch last night that ended the ball game. Fukudome got hit, bases loaded. Cabrera scored it, and what a night it was. And that was a good one to win. Tough one to lose.
Strike called. It's 2-1. Rick Porcello really battered by the Indians here tonight. They hit a lot of balls hard. Extra base hits coming left and right. The Indians had 3 hits in the first, 3 hits in the second, and it was 4-0. And they knock him out with 4 hits here in the fourth. And of course, it didn't help. The errant throw and a wild pitch. The 2-2. Fukudome with a line drive single to right. That's going to get by and go to the fence. Fukudome on his way to second. Scoring is Santana, and another double for the Indians. It's a 4-run fourth for the Tribe. Fukudome's 4th double of the year. His 5th RBI. And the Indians just teeing off here this evening.
Well, they doubled their pleasure tonight, and that ball coming inside, a fastball. You know, he tried to go inside on him last night and hit him. He tries again today. Fukudome, a guy that almost runs out of that batter's box. I don't know if I'd want to pitch him in there. Laced a double down the right field line. In comes the 8th run for the Indians. Santana, he scores his first run of the night, and they have scored 4 in the inning.
Shelley Duncan 0 for 2. And a strike call. Duncan, the 8th man to bat in the inning for Cleveland. Pauley with the 0-1 and a swing and a miss. The 0-2. Popped up. Shallow center. Santiago gives way to Rayburn. That'll end the inning. Rick Porcello had been 4-0 in his career against the Indians with a 2.32 ERA. They touch him for 8 runs in 3 2/3 innings here tonight. Proud to fly the Cleveland Indians. And by Panini's. Go to PaninisGrill.com for their new food and drink menu and a location near you. Fifth inning, Ubaldo Jimenez once again getting a ton of offensive run support from his new teammates. And he has an 8-3 lead here in the fifth inning, top of the order for Detroit. Andy Dirks 0 for 2 on the night, 1-1 to count. That's drilled to deep right. Back is Fukudome on the track. Makes the catch just in front of the wall for out number 1.
Well, the Indians wrap up this homestand against the Twins. That'll be Sunday. All kids can enjoy pregame activities out on the Gateway Plaza. Plus, you move it around the bases after the game, courtesy of the Cleveland Clinic. Get your tickets at Indians.com, or you can call 216-420-HITS.
Don Kelly almost bunted at it, but apparently pulled it back. It's ball 1. Next pitch will be number 70 for Jimenez. One and 1 to count. Little blooper, shallow right. Fukudome, though, able to glide in and grab that 2 away. Yankees out to a 5-1 lead over the Angels. They're in the 5th inning in New York. You wonder what the panic must be like in the Bronx, though, after Mariano Rivera suffered another blown save last night. Had one in Boston, now one at home against the Angels. I mean, Mr. Invincible.
Well, I mean, everybody hits a little bump in the road.
He never hits a bump in the road, though, does he?
Well, yeah, he does. He does. Not too often. You just got to show you he's human.
He's not a robot after all.
No,
huh?
he's not that machine that keeps going out there. I don't care how old he is, for another 10 years. He is human. I mean, sometimes you'd think that one pitch would have to get hit every once in a while, wouldn't you?
He sure would. Rounded to short, routine play. As Drupal Cabrera flips it over, a 1-2-3 fifth for Ubaldo Jimenez, and the Indians lead it 8-3. Boy, it is a beautiful evening in downtown Cleveland. 8-3 Indians on top. As we go to the bottom of the fifth inning, Lonnie Chisenhall, Lou Marson, Ezekiel Carrera due up for the Tribe. Hope to see you down here for the series finale tomorrow night. Fausto Carmona against Justin Verlander. And then the Minnesota Twins come to town over the weekend to wrap up the homestand. Lonnie Chisenhall doubled and scored in the second inning. Fouled out his last time up.
Yeah, you got one of the best pitchers in the game going tomorrow for the Tigers.
And let's face it, Fausto Carmona's been pitching a lot better since he came off the DL. But he'll have to be on his A game against Verlander.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Now the 1-2.
He is 8-4 against the Tigers in his career, though. But first, let's get this one over. Still a long way to go.
Absolutely. 8 runs on a dozen hits for the Indians. 3 runs, 5 hits for Detroit. Not a play. Orioles still lead the White Sox 4-1. They're in the 6th inning. Orioles batting in the home half of the 6th in Baltimore. A little bit low. Full count. Minnesota leads Boston 1-0. They're in the 2nd at Target Field. There's a drive toward left center. Dirks will cut it off, but Chisenhall's going to dig for 2. Here's the throw. He is out at second base. So they challenged him for the 2nd time. This time, though, Dirks makes a good strong throw to the bag. His first throw was a little offline. This one was pretty much right on the money.
I'll tell you what, though, that was a heck of a play by Rayburn, who got his hand smoked. Watch with the spike come in, and that glove is right underneath the spike going into the base. See it? It caught on his glove. He couldn't get his glove out of there, and it caught the top part of the spike. I mean, it wasn't a bad play by any means. He's going in, hustling, trying to get into second base. Here comes the tag. And that momentum just carried him over, so he might have took a little spike to the back of the hand. I like the hustle, though. I like the hustle a lot. You come out of, they already have 6 doubles tonight. Why not?
Slow tapper up the third base side foul.
You know, when you watch him come in here, watch the glove comes down. Now here comes his shoe. It's up.
Catches it in the webbing.
Yeah, it is. It's caught in the webbing. And that cleat, he just couldn't do anything with it. You see, Chisenhall couldn't stop his foot. And Rayburn couldn't. I mean, it just carried him through the momentum.
Indians are 6 for 10 tonight with 2 outs in the ballgame. Last night 0 for 13. It's been a big part of their arsenal here this evening. That and the extra base hits, 7 of them.
More than twice as many hits already tonight than they had all of last night.
Broken bat bouncer towards third. Betamete flips that over for out number 2. Tonight's recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Jason Kipnis with a 2-run homer in the 2nd made it 4-0. Wilson Betamete, though, brought the Tigers back with a 3-run 4th on this 2-out 2-run double. And then the Indians turning it loose. Kosuke Fukudome RBI double made it 8-3 Indians. Find out about more than 30 Toyota offers available now at buyatoyota.com. Ezekiel Carrero 1 for 3 with an RBI double and a run scored in the second. Up high. It's 2-0. Dirks on his horse, sprinting back on the track, makes the over-the-shoulder catch to end the inning. 5 in the books. It's the Indians 8 and the Tigers 3. Restaurant to pick up your Wahoo Bucks $5 discount coupons for the Subway Extreme Fan Zone. It's the place to be for a chance to win Subway gift cards, Indians fun money, and you'll get great discounts on your next Subway purchase. Subway, where winners eat. Sixth inning here at Progressive Field. Miguel Cabrera leading off and takes a strike. He has twice tonight hit the ball right back to Ubaldo Jimenez.
One time, that first time, the bat came back at him probably harder than the ball. Shattered his bat the first time up.
Here's the 1-1. And now Jimenez gets ahead. Will foul back by Miguel Cabrera.
We send out some birthday wishes. Ted Wengluski of Seven Hills is 65. Gary Winky of Brecksville is 45. And Cindy Dauber. Happy birthday to each and every one.
And the 1-2. Left field. Duncan charging hard. Dives. Can't come up with it. And Miguel Cabrera on his way to second base with a leadoff double.
Well, he didn't drive this ball. It got down on the trademark, but he's such a good hitter. And you can see Duncan coming in. Good effort. It hits him off the heel of the glove. Never went into the pocket, so he didn't catch that. Cabrera goes into second base with a double. 6 hits now for the Tigers. Good effort.
And now Victor Martinez with that infield single in the 4th inning. That started a chain of events that led to 3 Tigers runs with 2 outs. Saw 3 straight fastballs in his first at bat, and he jumped on the first pitch his next time up. And a first pitch breaking ball for a strike. "80 pitches on the night for Ubaldo Jimenez. 52 of those have been strikes. A little bit outside. One more birthday wish going out tonight to Cammie Wright, celebrating her birthday in Jeffersonville, Ohio. Watches all the games on Sports Time Ohio. Now the 1-1. Slowly tapped towards second. Jason Kipnis throws him out, 1 away. Cabrera moves over to third. And we'll get the answer to our AT&T trivia question tonight. I was thinking Ohio born. I was thinking Mike Easler. But I was wrong. Gates Brown from good old Crestline, Ohio.
The Gator, yes indeed. He was one of the best pinch hitters.
Ryan Rayburn looks at a ball outside.
Willie Horton always used to tell us, who played with the Tigers for a while. He came over here and played a year. The Gator, man, he'd be laying on that trainer's table, getting his nap before about the 7th inning. He was eating a hot dog in the trainer's room one time, and they called for him. I don't know if it was Ralph Hawk or who it was. Called for him to come pinch hit.
It was Ralph Hawk.
He went out to pinch hit, and he was eating that hot dog. He didn't want to set it down and anybody else to give it to him. He put it in his jersey and ended up having to go out. He got a pinch hit double. Dove into second base and had some mustard stuff all over his uniform.
Mustard and relish, everything.
He wasn't going to give that hot dog up for anything, the Gator.
The 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Rayburn clobbered the RBI triple off the wall and left his last time up. Popped him up. Santana with Kipnis. And they almost collided, but Santana grabs it for out number 2. Once again, let's quickly check in with Al Pawlowski back in the studios.
Target Field Twins hosting the Boston Red Sox, who have the best record in the American League, and Minnesota's on the board first here with Jim Thome getting an RBI single in the first inning. It's Lester against Blackburn. So far, 1-0 Twins, top of the 3rd. Back to you, Pat.
Well, those Twins will be coming in over the weekend. Jim Thome, I think the big story there, 2 homers away from 600.
Yeah.
If he gets them, I'd love to see him do it here, to be honest with you. I would, because this is where his career started. This is where he's hit the most home runs, and if you got to do it, I hope he can do it in a losing cause.
Yeah, I was going to say, as long as he does
I'm
it.
a nice guy, but not that nice. Come on. I don't want him to hit the game winner. But I would love to see him get 600. He may walk away from the game then.
1-0 pitch. In for a strike.
I was talking to him last year here underneath when Minnesota was in. He says, I'd really just like to hit my 600th home run, touch home plate, grab my kids and leave. And he might do it if he does it here.
The 1-1. Obviously chasing 600 and still chasing that elusive world championship, and probably thought going back to Minnesota this year that he'd have as good a chance there as anywhere. Most people thought the Twins had the kind of team that would be right there at the top of the standings. But Minnesota has lost 6 straight heading into action tonight. And the Twins were 10.5 games off the pace
Now, that was a team just decimated with injuries all year long and still are. They've had guys coming and going. I mean, the Indians have had some injuries, but I don't think anybody has been hurt more than the Twins have this year.
No, and they were hurt by, defections in the offseason from their bullpen.
Well, yes, that's right. 4 guys left. But the big contracts they signed, they couldn't pay everybody.
Swung on and missed. Jimenez strikes out Avila to end the inning. And the Tigers strand a runner at third. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 8-3 Cleveland. Miller High Life. This summer, find out how giving back bottle caps can give returning vets a piece of the high life. Go to MillerHighLife.com for details. We move along to the bottom of the 6th inning. Try with an 8-3 lead. They'll send Jason Kipnis, Asdrubal Cabrera, and Travis Hafner to the plate.
Well, not what I don't think Jim Leyland wanted today. A short start from a starter after yesterday's ball game, having used so many guys out of that bullpen. But I think one thing he'll think about is he has a good guy tomorrow that you'd think you would get some innings from. So he's got to manage that bullpen a little accordingly tonight.
Kipnis takes the ball up high. What a night for the Indians rookie. 3 for 3, 2 singles, a homer. He's driven in 3. He has scored 3 runs. Takes a look at a strike. Already the second 3-hit game of his career. He did that on August the 1st in Boston. He drives one to deep left. Kelly back. Still going back. Over his head. Extra bases for Jason Kipnis. Hit career high 4 hits on the night.
Yeah, he's a triple away from the cycle now. And he drove that ball. Oppo, opposite field. He hit it a long way over the head of Kelly. Out in left field. This kid's had a nice approach. Let's see what the pitch is. Went with the little fastball away. He stayed on it nicely. Look at that swing. Head looking out to left field, and it gets over the head of Kelly. He cruises into second base. 4 for 4 now. That ties a season high with the Indians, their 7th double of the ball game.
Now is Asdrubal Cabrera, who singled and scored his last time up. Even though he was hobbling with that heel, he still hanging in there, but that ball is caught by Kelly for out number 1. This is when he got hit earlier in the game, right on the heel on that right foot. And then his last time up, he got the hit and just sort of jogged around the bases.
He went all the way to third because of the overthrow and the error. But yeah, it doesn't feel too good. And he's just saving it, that's all. He's not going to put any pressure on it unless he has to. And you certainly have to when you're out playing defensively at shortstop.
Travis Hafner 1 for 3. Takes a look at the ball down low. One-0 pitch, a little bit high. Hafner comes up empty. Kipnis at second base with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Back out of play. Eight runs on 14 hits for the Indians. David Pauly ready with the 2-2. And Hafner with a base hit up the middle. Kipnis coming around third. He's going to score his 4th run of the night. 9-3 Cleveland. Hafner with RBI number 46.
Yeah, what a night for Kipnis, huh? 4 for 4, 4 runs scored. And he's a triple away from the cycle. Hafner gets a ball, drives it right back up the middle. 15 hits now for the Tribe. They have 9 runs, and they need one of these nights. They are putting a hitting clinic on.
Santana, big chopper towards first. Cabrera goes to second. They get 1 there. And the throw back, not in time. Two down with Santana at first. The Indians 5 hits shy of their season high. They had 20 hits back on May 16th against Kansas City when they had 7 doubles.
That's when
also
19 runs I think they scored against Kansas City that day. I think that was that big blowout game. Was it 19-1?
What was it? Let me look. They did score 19.
I think
it was. The final score that day was 19-1. One ball, one strike. Kosuke Fukudome, 2 for 3 tonight, 2 doubles, and a run batted in. Outside, it's 3-1. And David Pauly has made 38 pitches already. Jason Kipnis, 4 hits, 4 runs scored, 3 runs driven in, a 2-run homer. And those 4 runs scored, most by an Indian this year. Fukudome has his 3rd hit of the night. Santana on his way to 3rd. Indians at the corners with 2 down here in the 6th.
Yeah, their 2-out hitting tonight has been outstanding. They started doing this, it was earlier in the year when this was taking place. They were doing a lot of their hitting with 2 outs, scoring with 2 outs. Well, it's been one of those nights. You know, everything they hit seems to be falling. They're hitting everything hard. It's been a fun night offensively for the Indians. 16 hits now. Send Santana to 3rd base. That'll be 1st and 3rd, and they're going to slow it down, but they're going to get as much as they can off Pauly because he'll be done after tonight because he pitched in last night's game. He was the loser. As I said, they got to protect some of that bullpen for tomorrow. It's one of those games, Jim Leyland, you know, what do you do? There's not much you can do. Your starter got hammered early, and, you know, not many good things happen when that takes place.
Ubaldo Jimenez loving it.
That guy's been an offensive machine.
He's
like adding 3 bats to this team. They got a pitcher, and he added more offense.
There's Shelley Duncan taking a strike. Well, speaking of offense, Kosuke Fukudome with 3 hits tonight, now 10 hits in his last 27 at bats.
Duncan, the only guy without a hit tonight in the lineup. And doesn't it always seem that way? There's always one guy when you're having a team party on the hit parade that one always ends up short.
Well, he's
or not invited.
Not done yet, though, right?
No, I don't mean that's true. And well, it's not because he's not swinging hard.
He's not a window shopper, is he?
No, sir.
And there's that base hit. He joins the party indeed and drives in a run in the process. 10-3 Cleveland.
All right. Now everybody has joined the party, and they continue their 2-out onslaught. No, that's one thing. It's a curveball, and Pauly leaves it upstairs a little bit for Duncan because he doesn't get cheated. That big man almost down on one knee. Big healthy cut. They are in double figures tonight. They have 10 runs.
Lonnie Chisenhall 2 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Takes a strike.
Indians 5 for 8 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. That's a great stat too. I love that because when you're doing that with 2 outs with runners in scoring position, you know you've got a lot of runs on the board. That doesn't happen often, but when it does, stay thirsty.
You are the most interesting man in the world. 2 on, 2 out, 0-2 count on Chisenhall. Pauly's pitch is low. Breaking ball hit foul past Steve Smith, the third base coach. And the count stays 1-2. Paulie again. Sets and deals. A little bit inside. Last night, the Indians bullpen went 12 scoreless innings. The last time they did that was August 20th, 1981. And in that game, you had 3 hits to lead the team.
What new? Who looked that up, Tommy?
Who do you think? 2-2 pitch.
Teflon.
Swung on and missed. More on that coming up. Indians get 2 more. Jason Kipnis, what a night. 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 ribbies. 10-3 Cleveland.
To 3, and you want to make sure you're out here this weekend. We've got tons going on for you at the ballpark. Friday night, half-price student ID night for all those high school and college students out there. Also, Elvis-themed fireworks presented by Discount Drug Mart. Saturday, every fan is going to get one of these. Mike Hargrove bobblehead. Take home your very own human rain delay. Get your tickets now. Beat the lines at Indians.com. Matt, Rick, back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Katie. 7th inning here at Progressive Field, and the Indians with a 10-3 lead. Defensively now for the Tribe. A couple of changes to tell you about. Jason Donald taking over for Asdrubal Cabrera at shortstop, and Austin Kearns now in the game in left field. Ubaldo Jimenez facing Wilson Betemit here in the 7th inning. And a strike evens the count at 1-1. We talked about it as we were going to break. The job the Indians bullpen did last night was just incredible. And the last time that happened was August 20th, 1981, a game you played in Seattle.
You sure it was 81?
Our good buddy, Rick Waits, did not have a night to remember. Inning and a third, 5 runs, 6 hits, so he got KO'd quick. What's interesting in that game is Kipnis throws out Betemit. You only used 2 more pitchers to get through the rest of that game. Dan Spillner comes out of the bullpen, goes 7 innings, gives up 5 hits, shutout baseball. And then Mike Stanton goes 5 2/3, 1 hit, shutout baseball.
Well, Spillner was like a starter one year, too. So I think he had 12 wins out of the bullpen. Mike Stanton, one flew, I used to call him. One flew over the cuckoo's nest. He was crazy. But you say 5 1/3 for him? That's a nice job.
Yeah. So Tommy, of course, he had a little time on his hands.
How? I mean, we got home at 3 o'clock in the morning.
After the 14 innings, he wasn't done, so he needed more to do. So he looked and saw that you were 3 for 6 in the game with an RBI. You raised your batting average from 232 to 239.
Congratulations, Tom. That's good work.
There's a fly ball to the left. Coming on is Duncan. 2 down. Now here's where Tommy really gets you, though. This is him getting even with you.
Okay.
So you go 3 for 6 in the game, but in the next 4 games.
He has no life.
At California, at Oakland.
Who'd we face? Does he have that down there? Do we face Nolan Ryan or Frank Tanana or any of that, Tommy? Well, let's go. Go check. Teflon man.
But he does give you credit for this. From August 15th through September the 2nd, he did not strike out. Span of 18 games, 68 ABs without a K.
Boy, oh boy. And, folks, that's after 14 innings last night, so you know what this guy's like on a daily basis.
But he's a lot of fun at parties.
Yes, he is. Just ask Bob.
There's a foul back by Andy Dirks, who is 0 for 3 tonight.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm glad you shared that with him. That brings back great memories.
Swung on and missed, and that'll even the count at 2-2. Daniel Schlereth, who pitched in last night's game. Of course, everybody pitched in last night's game. 3-2 the count. Jimenez over 100 pitches on the night. And Austin Kearns makes the catch. A 1-2-3 7th inning for Ubaldo Jimenez. And the Indians in control 10-3. Time for the Cleveland Clinic 7th inning stretch. Indians fans, let's get up and move it. Home of Sealy's Posturepedic mattress, made in Northeast Ohio. And by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers. It's time to join the Hyundai movement. 10-3 try, bottom of the 7th inning. A reminder, log on to paninisgrill.com. Check out their all-new food and drink menu and find a location near you. Lou Marson takes a strike. 1 for 3 tonight for Lou with a double and a run scored. One of 7 doubles for the Indians tonight. One ball, 1 strike for Marson. A strike. Boy, you are in the crosshairs of people tonight.
Did I do something wrong?
I don't know what happened here.
They
Fly
missed
ball
us.
to right field. Ordonez has that for out number 1. Hey, you can join Manny Acta and other celebrities for a party in the park on East 4th Street Thursday, August 25th from 5 to 10 p.m. Enjoy celebrity bowling, billiards, and a silent auction at the corner alley with free concerts, giveaways, and more on East 4th. Get involved, buy tickets, and check it all out at impactakids.org. Now, Jim Leland going to make a move to the bullpen. David Pauly exits. We've got a timeout. Indians in command, 10-3. In the bottom of the 7th inning, left-hander Daniel Schlereth coming on for the second night in a row, 34th appearance on the year. He'll be facing left-handed hitting Ezekiel Carrera.
And then the man of the night, Jason Kipnis.
And Ezekiel Carrera 1 for 4 with a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Fly to deep center his last time up to end the 5th inning. Outside corner, a called strike. Breaking ball 0-2.
Well, he threw a lot of good breaking balls last night for strikes. And he did throw one.
Big hop for Santiago. Throws out Carrera, 2 down. Jason Kipnis has had a huge night. Base hit in the 1st inning. A 2-run homer in the 2nd. An RBI single in the 4th. And then a double in the 6th. He's driven in 3. He has scored 4. And he comes to bat. A nice ovation from the crowd here in the 7th inning.
Rightfully so. Triple away from the cycle.
And another base hit for Jason Kipnis. He is 5 for 5 on the night.
Well, I'll tell you what, this kid is locked in. He wants to hit every inning. This crowd is really showing their appreciation now.
He equals The mark for an Indians hitter on the year is Drupal Cabrera on May 22nd, had 5 hits against Cincinnati. What a night for the rookie Jason Kipnis.
Well, and he picked on a breaking ball. He tried to get ahead of him. And, you know, he doesn't swing at the first pitch much. And, I mean, we haven't seen him play a long time, but I probably knew that curveball was coming. He is locked in tonight. He's having a lot of fun out there.
Jason Donald's first at bat of the night. He gets into one to right field, but back goes Ordonez, and he'll make the catch to end the inning. Jason Kipnis, a 5-for-5 night, and the Indians lead it by 7.
Transmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Ubaldo Jimenez comes back out for the 8th inning. Pitch number 105 is up high for ball 1. Don Kelly 0 for 2. Kelly did not start. Brendan Bosch started, but after he struck out his first time up, he re-aggravated a right thumb sprain, and they took him for precautionary x-rays. Pretty good looking pitch, didn't get called a strike, and then on the appeal, he did not go around. It's 2-1. Two and two. Way off the mark there. Full count. Nobody up in the Indians bullpen. Swung on and missed. He threw it by him. 5th strikeout for Jimenez. 1 down here in the 8th. Our Miller Taste Greatness moment. 1 year ago on this day, as Drupal Cabrera, how about the play? The bare hand grab from the seat of his pants and throws him out. And he's been making great plays ever since.
That was some kind of play right there, no question.
They all seem to involve pitchers, though. Remember the one earlier in Chicago off Joe Smith?
Well, it was Joe Smith this year, Masterson last year.
Fouled back by Ordonez, 0-2. And one involving Joe Smith turned into a double play with the behind the back flip to second.
And wasn't Omar running?
Yes. One ball and 2 strikes to count on Maglio Ordonez. 0 for 3 on the night. Twice he's grounded to third, once to short. A little bit outside, 2-2. Breaking ball rung him up.
Oh, man.
A half dozen Ks for Jimenez.
That one had some bite to it right there. Wow, this one, after 114 pitches, look at that ball. Breaks down in 78 miles per hour. Locked up Ordonez. He couldn't do anything but watch. Good pitch.
And Miguel Cabrera, 1 for 3 with a double. Shoots it back over the screen. Just now getting some activity in that Indians bullpen. Beats it into the ground. Jason Donald sets and throws. And what a performance by Ubaldo Jimenez. In his Progressive Field debut goes 8 innings. And the Indians lead it 10-3. Well, nice welcome to the Indians' newest addition, Ubaldo Jimenez. And man, he pitched a great ball game tonight. It certainly helped that he had a lot of run support. But what he also did is he picked up the bullpen big time.
8 innings. That's exactly what Manny and Tim Belcher were looking for. And he's thanking every guy, especially that guy. 5 hits. Kipnis right there. He ought to be hugging him. There's the catcher, Lou Marson. Now, for the 2 starts, it was Santana that caught him the first time. Marson catches him this time. We'll see what happens in start number 3.
Matt Laporta is going to get an at-bat here as we start the bottom of the 8th. Taking over for Travis Hafner. And Daniel Slayer with the breaking ball for strike 1. Fastball ran it in on him. And the count 0-2. Strikes him out on 3 pitches. 1 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Tonight's box score brought to you by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers, introducing the Hyundai Assurance Trade-In Value Guarantee. Everybody in the lineup got a hit tonight, and Jason Kipnis had a whale of an evening. 5 for 5. Homer double, 3 ribbies, 4 runs scored.
Yeah, some crooked numbers on that board tonight.
Indians scoring 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 4 in the fourth, and 2 in the sixth. Indians trying to win back-to-back games for the first time since they took that doubleheader from the Twins back on July the 18th.
You know what? We talked about that on the road trip, and that was hard to believe.
And should they hang on, they'll be looking for their 3rd straight win for the first time since they won the series finale in Arizona and the first 2 against the Reds back on July the 2nd. Santana with a bouncer to short. Santiago throws him out, 2 away. Stay tuned after the game for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show on STO. Conrad's, home of the lowest everyday tire price guarantee. We'll look back at some of the highlights.
Yeah. No, I think this game's over early. We should look at every single one.
We'll also talk with one of the stars of the game. It all comes your way next. Kosuke Fukudome.
He's had a nice night. 3
Not
knocks,
kidding.
couple of doubles.
He's raised his average as an Indian from 222 to 265. Jason Kipnis went from 232 to 295. And a pop-up on the infield. Beneath the third baseman takes care of that. And we will go to the 9th. 10-3 Cleveland. Ninth inning here at Progressive Field, 10-3 Cleveland. And on to work the ninth for the Indians, right-hander Frank Herman. And Herman was one of the heroes in that game last night because he was the last man standing in the Indians' bullpen. So much so that they actually had Josh Tomlin go out to the bullpen to get loose, because had the game continued, Tomlin might have been coming on next.
He would have had one more inning left in him. He went two. He had a chance, and they were going to push him, as Tim Belcher told us after the game. Well, use him one more, and then we would have went to a starter. But fortunately, they came back to score.
That bullpen, though, really showed its mettle last night. And hey, tip your cap to Detroit's bullpen, because they were equally as effective. It's just that the Indians finally got to them.
I'll tell you, both bullpens were outstanding.
Victor Martinez, 1 out of 3 on the night. Roped foul. Victor will be followed by Ryan Rayburn and Alex Avila. Down low. One pitch. Bounce to first. And Santana will take it himself, 1 down. Ryan Rayburn tripled in a run and scored back in the fourth. White Sox Orioles tied at 4. They're in the ninth in Baltimore. Minnesota still leads Boston 1-0. They're in the sixth in Minneapolis. Series finale tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, right here on STO. Fausto Carmona against Justin Verlander. And a strike called. They even the count at 1-1. Swing and a miss. He went fishing. A ball and 2 strikes. There is Verlander. 16 wins on the year for Detroit.
Having some kind of special year. No hitter to his credit. Seems like every time he goes out, he's got a no hitter into about the 6th or 7th.
Well, he's one of those pitchers that every time he goes out, he's got the chance to throw one.
Yeah, he's got dominating stuff. You're right. Good fastball, curveball, changeup, and a slider. And he pitched one game against the Indians this year where he had every one of them working.
Fly ball to center field. Back goes Carrera. Still going back on that track. Pulls it down. And there are 2 away here in the ninth. Alex Avila, 1 for 2 on the night. He walked and scored back in the fourth. Down low for ball 1. By the way, tonight was a Fill the House for Charity event, raising $30,131 for the Ronald McDonald House of Cleveland. Fly ball left field. Kearns is there. And the Indians have taken the first 2 from the Tigers. – 10-3, the final score here tonight. Ubaldo Jimenez gets his first win as a Cleveland Indian. Rick Porcello takes the loss. He's 11-7. With the win, the Indians are 58-56. Their first consecutive wins since they took that doubleheader from Minnesota back on July 18th. Loss drops Detroit to 61-55. Indians now just 2 games behind front-running Detroit in the American League Central Division standings. Time now for our play of the game, brought to you by KeyBank. Thanks for making KeyBank the #1 bank in Northeast Ohio.
What a great offensive night for the Indians, and no one had a better one than this guy, Jason Kipnis, coming back in the second inning, hitting a 2-run home run down the line with 2 outs, and that opened it up. Boy, that gave them their 4th run in the first 2 innings, and a 5-for-5 night for Jason Kipnis. That is going to be our KeyBank key play of the game.
So a great night here at Progressive Field for the Indians and their fans as they blow out the Tigers 10-3. Stay tuned. We're going to rehash the whole thing next on